This is Andy Perroir for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm joined by Wycombe King. Wycombe, a successful debut. How would you say your performance and your victory over Ryan Hibbert?
It was a good first outing, 4-rounder. It was a good showing. I worked well behind my jab. First round or two, I was a little bit tense coming out. You know, massive following here, massive crowd. It's my debut. Soon sort of settled down. Got to work into the body. I was on top of myself a little bit. My coach said I was on top of myself, so I gave myself the room, stepped back, finding the shots through the middle. In the third round, had a good third round. In the fourth round, dropped him. About 10 seconds left to go. So I eased into it. You know, I think the longer these fights go with the likes of myself, you know, the better I'll be. You know, because I'm super fit and I think I'm more suited to longer rounds. So absolutely, good performance.
Did you feel that Hibbert was tougher an opponent than what maybe you'd expected prior to the fight?
Well, listen, you know, you can't underestimate anybody. I expected him to be tough. Like I said, you know, you wouldn't take a fight against a prospect like myself if you couldn't survive or you couldn't give me something to think about. So I'll give him his credit. I'll give him his dues. You know, he was a tough kid, really was.
He's obviously on a card with the likes of Paul Butler, Sam Hyde, Marcus Morrison, etc. With that in itself, given the fact that people would class this as a small hall show, did that bring an added pressure to yourself?
No, not at all. In the lead up, I was thinking perhaps with all the following that I had, I knew I had a big support here, and you know, I was carrying a few nerves from that. But once I settled into it, it was absolutely fine. It was absolutely fine.
How does the career play out for yourself now? What are your plans for the coming months or the next fights that you'd like to try and maybe get lined up?
I want to stay active. I want to be as busy as I possibly can, carry through this momentum. I want to, you know, get a couple more in this year if I can. And obviously, light heavyweight, I was 12.9 on the scales yesterday. I used to fight as an amateur at 86, so there were some questions whether I could make the weight comfortably, and I did that. I was, you know, £2 off championship weight, so this is definitely the weight class for me. I feel good. I feel that's the next move.
Light heavyweight domestically, it's quite a stacked division across Britain. What are your thoughts with regards to how far away from the leading lights, as it were, you are from the likes of Shaq and Peters, Craig Richards, Hosea Burton, you know, the list goes on. How far away from those guys do you feel you are? I know this is only your debut, but how do you feel your skill set would compare to those guys?
Well, listen, I'm the next generation. All those guys are British level, European level, going for world levels or whatever. You know, I've sparred with many of the top prospects, light heavyweight prospects, cruiserweight prospects in this region, in this area. I've given a great account of myself. So, in terms of where my experience and where my skill is, I know I can hold my own. I just don't have the same experience as them. So, as that builds, as that momentum builds, listen. Any of those names you mentioned, I fancy myself against anybody.
A final word with yourself, Wycombe, before I let you shoot off. What would you like to say to everyone?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to my team. First and foremost, Paul Da Silva, Sean Krul at Fight Factory. Can't forget my mind coach Harvey. I've done some fantastic work with him. You know, just all my support. Joe Gallagher for putting me on the show. Kieran Farrell, M22 Promotions, and just everybody who supported me up to now and this far on my journey.
Wycombe King, thanks for speaking to myself and Boxing Social.
Thank you very much.